as the novel coronavirus infects more people worldwide.
People succumbing to the coronavirus.
Fastest growing number of cases in the UK.
With more doctors and beds per capita per person than here in the U.S.
When we hear the word Covid-19, what comes in our mind? Flag, death. We learned it from our own history, and it's frightening, isn't it? We're afraid to go outside thinking that we can catch the virus. We saw this during the first month of the outbreak. But how about today? Well, to be honest, we don't seem afraid than before, and the number of people that are afraid to die due to this virus is decreasing. What happened? Are we not afraid anymore? The answer would be maybe yes and maybe no. The government is doing its best to protect the people, and we can help by staying at home. But not this long. People can't just stay home for the reason that they have a family to feed, and the government can no longer support them. People need to get up and work and have something to sustain their family. Many people take risk just to meet the basic needs. Many parents become frontliner and ready to die just to provide something to their kids. The funny thing is that we don't mind if we die if it means that our family lives. So the question is, do we really need to fear this virus? Do we really need to be afraid of it? No. We made this virus. This means that only we can solve this crisis we are facing today. So if we are the answer to this problem and only we can create a cure, then we can also cure our own life. Don't you get it? Listen, how many of us fighting our own self-crisis? How many of us fighting to live longer in this planet? If we only realize it, we are already been living in fear. The fear of rejection, the fear of not having enough money, the fear of losing our job, the fear of not being liked by others, and the fear of being different. See, all those fears drives us to conquer and take risk despite of the pandemic, and even before this pandemic. We try to achieve something we cannot even possess because we are just temporary in this world. So ironic that we're afraid to this virus that has only 3.7% estimated fatality rate and over 62% chance of survival, while we are already been infected in the so-called epidemic behavior for almost decades or even centuries. This epidemic behavior is so old. It is old as time, so old that we forget that it exists, so old that newborn generation can no longer recognize. And this epidemic behavior is living with us through generation and remain unchecked and infected almost 98% of the population. You want to know what this epidemic behavior is? Well, I don't know its official name. What I know is the name itself. Our own behavior. Yes, our behavior. The behavior that makes our mind control us rather than serve us. The behavior that motivates us to get up every day and chase a paycheck. The behavior that makes us believe that money can solve all our problems. That kind of behavior threatens our way of life. It kills more dream than the virus. It robs most of our precious time than the virus. And the worst part of this is that it kills more life than the virus. Because of this kind of behavior, many believes that it is okay to kill our mother nature in exchange of human satisfaction. Many believe that it is okay to kill the ocean life in exchange for human luxuries. If we only realize how deadly this virus is, many of us would become successful. Many of us would become more aware and conscious to themselves. Many of us can reflect that life is worth living for, if only we realize it. Many of us would stop doing the job that they hate Many of us can find their true self and experience endless happiness, and died in peace, regretted nothing. If we only realize.